My friends, welcome back to episode number 22. Wow. Again, every number just sounds cool, doesn't it? Like getting up the ranks, going up. Can you imagine? Are we gonna get to triple digits someday? I don't know. I speculate a lot about the future of the podcast and whether we'll ever get to an elusive number like 100. And the answer to that is I have no freaking idea, dude. But we're gonna find out together. I hope we'll continue to climb on together. But you never know. So anyway, without further ado, this episode is debuting during LVFC. And two of our most prominent podcast listeners, Kamori and the Otterly, are at LVFC right now with me as this episode airs. I say that like right now I'm not at the convention, believe it or not. Right now, I'm actually just in my office, sitting here and being a funny guy into my funny, hilarious microphone and talking to you guys. But when you hear this, when you there, my lovely friend that is listening, listen to this, I guess, who knows? We might already be done by the time you listen. Anyway, who cares? But yeah, LVFC. So I decided to do a fun little, just a little like reminiscence down memory lane, and just kind of talk about some past conventions, some fun experiences. Just kind of. I thought it'd be just a fun little thing to do. And I don't know if you agree. But I hope you do, because that's what we're doing. And, if you don't like it, I'm sorry, I can't take your feedback because I'm here like on the episode and you're not here. You're at your house. I'm sorry to say, or you're welcome, depending on your perspective. But yeah, so our first ever con, myself and Toshabi's first ever con was BLSC 2016. And it was really funny because especially Toshabi, he especially went into it with an attitude of like I don't know if this is going to be fun. Like, I'm not sure if I'm going to like this. It seems like it might be fun, but I just don't really know. And that's a totally fair take, to be honest. Like, I could never fault anyone for having that perspective of like, I don't know what to expect. It's FurryCon. Like, what do you do there? Like, is there going to be stuff to do, or are we just going to be bored? Like, what is the con going to be like? Like, that is a totally fair and valid point to take. But I was a little more optimistic, and I've always been kind of an optimistic guy. So I went in, I feel like pretty optimistic that we were going to have a good time. And we ended up going with our friend Tama. At the time, he wasn't really Toshabi's friend. He was really just my friend. Toshabi didn't even know him at the time. It was just like, hey, Toshabi, I'm going to invite my friend because he is very experienced at cons, or I guess experience is the right word. He'd been to a lot of cons. He wanted to try BLSC, which for those of you who don't know, BLSC is in Reno, and I went to college in Reno. So for me, it was like it was returning to a city I was very, very familiar with. I was comfortable driving there. I had done the drive many times. Like, I'd been to the hotel where the con was at. I lived in the city for years. So I knew BLSC. I mean, I knew the area. Like, I was the one like, you know what? Let's do this thing because it's a really cool. I mean, I knew the venue was really cool because, again, I've been there many times, multiple times in my life. It's a great place. So I highly encourage you to go to BLSC if you ever get the chance. But anyway, so we decided to go, and Tama flew in, and we did our thing. I remember that con in particular. At the time, Toshabi had to work that day, and I'm trying to remember what his shift is, because for how many years Toshabi and I lived together. He worked. I'm kind of boring. Like, I worked at one company this entire time, and he's worked at a bunch of different companies, a ton of different shifts, like all this different stuff. So I'm trying to think what time he got off. I don't really know exactly what time he got off, but it was like later in the day, and we were driving. If you don't know that, I mean, I'm sure you don't. The drive from San Diego to Reno is like 9-ish hours. It's a very long drive, and that was bold that Tushabi had to work that day, and we actually like he didn't take PTO, or I didn't like convince him to take PTO or something like that day. Like, would have been a probably better idea, but yeah, again, I don't even know what the sitch was at that time. What I don't even fully know if I remember where he was working at the time, what company, because he worked for so many different companies. Where was he working at that time? Because, huh, I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyone know? Nobody knows. But so yeah, so we picked him up. I remember Tom and I, we both like chicken wings, and so Tom and I we went and had chicken wings for lunch. Actually, we had a lot of chicken wings because I remember that's what we got when we picked him up from the airport too. Because he came in at I don't even remember what time, but pretty late, and we went and got chicken wings. Then we had chicken wings the next day too. Whoa, we're so chicken core. But yeah, I remember we did that, and then we had our chicken, and then I remember we were going to pick up Tushabi, and I think I don't know why. I remember we went to McDonald's. I guess we just went to like get a beverage because I remember we got like a soda, because at that time, this was like now 10 years ago almost, and they had like $1 any size soda for $1 or something. So we're like, yo, we'll get like sodas because it's like a long drive, and then we'll have like a soda. It's good to have something to drink while you're driving for a long ways. So yeah, I remember we got our sodas there, and that was cool. I mean, it's pretty basic, but realistically, yeah, that was a good idea. Good idea, Past Right, you getting sodas. And I will say, in the future BLFC trips, we left early. That's why I'm like so surprised that that like that we left like late that time, because yeah, that's crazy. I guess I really wasn't down with it after that. We got in. I mean, it's annoying to get in so late because here's the thing, right? You drive 9 hours, or at least I was driving the entire way. So you're really like I don't know. I'm not really exhausted. I'll be honest with you guys. You know me. I have a lot of energy. I'm ready to party when I get there, even after driving for 9 hours. But in theory, you're exhausted, and you get there after like 9 hours, and it's like, and now it's 1 a.m. or something, and it's like feels crappy to just go right to bed after 9 hours, but also like you've been driving for 9 hours. You know what I mean? So it's like kind of a lose-lose almost. But it's no biggie. I mean, it's fine. We made it work. So anyway, yeah, we got there, and we were rooming with another friend who I had never met in person. And yeah, so we roomed with him, and I think he came in on that first night. I'll be honest, I don't fully remember. It was a long time ago now. So I don't fully remember, but I believe he came in that night as well. And so we said, yo, he said, yo. And another funny story I remember is like, there was another friend who wanted to come, or like potentially wanted to come. And I remember that I had told her like, hey, just so you know, like we don't have space in our room. So like, if you want to go, like she lived, like in another city, like close-ish to us, kind of on the way, not really on the way, to be honest. It would have been kind of annoying. I'm not going to lie, but I would have done it because like, it's a nice thing to do. But like, I remember like I had asked her like a long time before, or I had like mentioned, I'm like, hey, just so you know, like if you want me to pick you up, like I can. However, just so you know, we don't have any room in our room, so you have to have your own, like make sure you have a room if you're gonna go. Which I feel like is pretty reasonable. Like I'm not trying to be rude or anything. It's just like that's how it is. So she was like, okay, or whatever. Like she had acknowledged it, or at least I thought she had acknowledged it. But then the TLDR is like, I remember it was like a couple of days before, and I was just like, I just had this inkling, and I was like, I better ask her just to make sure that she understood, or like, I don't know. It was just intuition. Sometimes Raichu has just Raichu intuition. And I was like, I better just double check. And I was like, hey, like, I just wanted to make sure, like, double, triple check, that you remember that, like, we can't, like, there's no room in our room for you. Um, and so, like, just wanted to make sure that you were aware of that. And then like, she's like, oh, like, I thought we were just gonna go for the day, and then, like, we were gonna come back. So no, I didn't know that. And I'm like, girl, it is an 11-hour drive, or like not 11, but like it is a lot of hour drive, and you thought we were just gonna go for the day, and then leave. I was like, girl, you cray as hell. But I mean, it is what it is. So anyway, yeah, basically, uh, we didn't go with her because because we weren't driving there for the day, and she didn't have a room. So no problem. Obviously, it's okay. Mistakes happen. No big deal. But yeah, it was just very funny. Like, it was truly an iconic comedy moment, I feel like. And it would have been, I mean, I don't know. I guess we would have found a way, right? She could have slept on the floor or something. I don't know, like, or something. And there would have been some way we would have made it work, but it would have been a challenge. It would have definitely been a challenge. But that was our first con, and we, without being able to really, like, have a whole lot of, like, story beyond that, like, of trying to tell you guys, like, what exactly went down at the con. Really, it was just great fun. We hung out with friends. We met a lot of people. We got to see fursuits in person for the first time. We had drinks. We had good food. We just had a happy time hanging out with people, and it was awesome, and we loved it. And we loved it so much that we decided we wanted to go back to another con that same year. And we went to MFF that year in 2016 as well. And unfortunately, MFF, it's a popular con, but it's just not very fun compared to BLSC. And I say that with all due respect to MFF. And if there's anyone that may be watching that really loves MFF, I'm very sorry. But yeah, it was not it. Like, here's the thing about BLFC, and let me tell you some good things about BLFC. The number one good thing about BLFC is it's all in one hotel. So at MFF and other cons, I guess it's kind of a thing as well, right? You like, there's a lot of different hotels because things are kind of spread out between a number of different hotels. Like, one hotel can't hold everyone. The BLFC hotel holds everyone. So it is all one hotel. There's no, oh man, I'm at this hotel that's like a million miles away. And we ended up at MFF being at a hotel that was like a million miles away, and we had to walk every day, walk back and forth. And like, we were really far from everyone. It was very isolating. It sucked. So that was annoying. The food options. So at BLFC is a casino resort hotel. So guess what casino resorts do? They don't want you to leave. So guess what they have? A crap load of food in their hotel where you don't have to leave. So you can have a bunch of different really delicious meals, and you don't even have to leave the dang building, which is awesome. Because at MFF, you be hiking. You be going to a hike. I remember we walked miles, guys. Miles. Do you know Miles? Miles Edgeworth? He's from, what's that game called? Phoenix Wright. From Phoenix Wright, Miles Edgeworth. We walked miles to eat freaking McDonald's, dude. McDonald's, okay? We had to go through that much effort to get some freaking McDonald's. BLFC, you can get better food just in your own freaking hotel. You walk downstairs like 5 feet, and there's delicious restaurants, many of them. So that was the pain of MFF, doing that. We also unfortunately had a friend, acquaintance, I don't know, someone that we knew that we were rooming with because, again, we hadn't really been to cons, and so we didn't really have a large pool of like people to choose from when it comes to like, oh, who are we gonna room with? It's like, well, let's just go with whoever we can. So we had this friend, and again, not trying to be mean, um, or just like talk crap or something, but he was having a tough time at that time, and it was very. I'm sure he would agree that he was very just unfortunately unpleasant to be around. Um, he did some pretty messed up things, not to us, not like to necessarily to Toshabi and I, but he did some things that, let's just say, you probably wouldn't be hanging out with this person like excitedly, right? When he's acting like this. So that's the best way I can say it without being too awkward. But yeah, he was having a tough time, and unfortunately, that's just how it ended up. And so yeah, so we had, honestly, just to be completely real, it wasn't a great second con experience. It was okay. Not great, but I mean, still fun. I won a poker tournament, fun fact, as well, at that MFF, which was cool. So that was actually really awesome. I made my name in the poker community and at the MFF poker community, baby. Really cool. I met a really nice guy from Canada. We were the last two in the tournament, and I ended up beating him. But he was honestly an unbelievably nice person, and it's really funny. The whole meme of like Canadians are too polite. Like this dude, like was so apologetic. Like he had to go to the bathroom, and he was like so apologetic. He's like, "Is that okay? Like, can I? Is that okay? Like, do you mind like waiting for me? Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm like, brother, you have to, you know, go to the bathroom. Like, that's fine. Like, no problem at all. Like, yeah, do your thing. Like that's not like it doesn't even like register for me to be like bothered or like to say no. Like, of course, that's totally fine. But he was like super apologetic, and I just thought that was very, very wholesome and sweet. That he was very extraordinarily apologetic about a basic human function, a basic human function of going to the restroom. So yeah, that was our second con, and honestly, unfortunately, it wasn't the best. And we haven't been back to MFF since. To be honest, despite the issues with our friend, which did sour the thing, just as a whole, MFF is not as good as BLFC. And honestly, we preached that to a lot of friends, and a lot of friends have agreed with us. Um, a lot of friends have seen the light, so to speak, and said, "Wow, like you're right. Like this is a lot. BLFC is a lot more fun, and it's a lot more convenient. If you've never been to either, I mean, just think of how annoying that sounds. Like that you're gonna be at a hotel like miles away from your friends. I don't know how other cons are though. Like, something like FWA or something. Like, I truly have no idea what those are like, but I assume they're kind of similar, but also like I don't know. I've just heard other cons are better laid out, and I don't know. Like in these days, I hear a lot more people openly talking crap about MFF. To be honest, whereas for a while it was really really taboo to talk anything about MFF. But I think people are coming around these days that it's kind of an overrated con, and we wanted to try something because that was the time when every single person went to MFF. And so, I mean, if you're freaking cool, of course you're gonna go too, or else you're uncool because you didn't go. Like you have to go to MFF, or you're just you're not hip, and everyone wants to be hip. So yeah, we did that. 2017, much more fun. We just did BLSC again, and we went with one of my best friends at the time, um, who's been a very big part of my life since 2015. We met in 2015, and we've been, I would say, close friends for all those years, which is now going on 10 years. Um, so yeah, we went with him and his well, now ex, but his partner at the time, who I was also close with, and the four of us were really, that was a real true peas in a pod con because the four of us were all very close. So that was really the peak BLFC for me anyway. Like there was I mean we had others that were really good, right? But that was for me the peak because again, it was it was really our people, dude, like big freaking time. And I remember like we were learning how to play craps uh on that BLFC. Like I remember watching videos in my living room as like I don't know, they came in like a day or two early before the con. I don't remember exactly. But like they came in and we were like watching freaking craps videos on YouTube tutorials to try to learn how to play craps because it was gonna be it's gonna be a big gambling time. And here's the other funny part. My friend at the time was not 21. He was 20 and a lot of months. Like he was like his birthday's in July and the con at that time was in like May, I believe was when BLSC used to happen, May or June. So it was really, really, really close, but technically he was not quite 21. And to be at a casino, you need to be 21. So he was kind of, I mean, I'm sorry to say I can't really sugarcoat it anyway. Technically, he was not supposed to be there, but he went anyway. And I mean, it is what it is. He's like almost freaking 21, but technically not supposed to be there. And whatever your moral thoughts are on casinos and stuff, like they don't really give a damn because he's giving him money. So no one was like really trying to bust him or anything. It was just like, oh, you're giving us money? Okay, cool. Awesome. But yeah, we had a really great time. I remember like, I don't know, we just had a really fun time. There was a moment where what did he try to do? Did he try to like, oh, one of my friends, my friend's, now ex-partner had tried to like open a bottle, like like a bottle of alcohol, and he didn't have a bottle opener, and so he tried to open it by smacking it on the sink, and that didn't work. That cut him pretty badly. We had I think Toshabi and I ended up going down to the freaking gift shop at the freaking resort to get him a first aid kit or whatever the hell they had there. I think that was what they had. That was a mess. We had like a bunch of people in a room. Oh, I remember. We were right next to we had a room right next to Tama, our friend who had came the previous year. And we were next door to there. And so yeah, we were right next to him. So that was awesome. So we just like bounced back and forth playing games and stuff. We'd play games in there, and then they had brought a bunch of stuff. Like gaming stuff, because Tama's partner, his mom lives in Reno. So for them it was easy to like bring stuff. Like I think they brought their PC. And so that's what we were like playing games on, like multiplayer, like party games and stuff like that. I don't know if Jackbox is much of a thing at that point, but we were playing like different various games and stuff. So yeah, that was really fun. I forgot we had the room right next to him. That was a good setup. I presume we asked for that. I don't remember having the conversation, but I presume we had to ask. So we probably nicely rizzed our way into getting that that option, which hey, that's a huge game changer, man. Like that is being next to your friends. That is extra strength convenient. It's already good to be on the same floor as your friends at all is like a win, but next door was big. That was huge. So yeah, that was a really awesome con, and kind of reinvigorated our love for cons after the very shaky MFF in 2016. So that was super fun. In 2018 was our next BLFC, and and our friend, my friend, who is now at this point, we've known each other for years. So now he's friends with Tushabi too, of course. But like the first time, when he came in 2017, Tushabi didn't know him that much. Well, he did, but not. He started out as my friend anyway. So yeah, so we, we're at a new year, and my friend has a new partner, and so we ended up going with this new partner, and he same. No, actually, I think the partner didn't. No, he didn't come, did he? I'm trying to think. Oh no, they weren't. Were they actually together? No, I don't think they were. Were they actually together at that point, or were they just flirting? I don't remember. That's a tough one. Were they together or not? I don't fully know. I want to say no. They might have just been kind of flirting and kind of like, you sometimes the inevitable, like they're going to be together. But I don't think they were actually together at that point. Yeah, I don't think so, huh? That's an interesting question. I'm gonna have to ask Tushabi if he remembers, because I sure don't. But I don't think they were together. I'm pretty sure it was just me and Tushabi and our friend driving up from San Diego, just the three of us, and then we had a room with said crush, and I think, yeah, and one other friend who's actually the girl from the first story, where she was. Did we pick her up? Oh, that one we picked up another friend. I remember. So another friend of ours had moved to Southern California, and he and I had kind of bonded. We actually met in person for the first time at MFF 2016. We'd become friends over the course of the next years and stuff. And so then at that BLFC 2018, we picked him up on the way up to Reno for BLFC. And so he was in the car with us. So me, Tushabi, our friend, and then the other friend we picked up. So then all of us went up, right? And then and so the first night, I remember that guy that we picked up didn't have a room, so he just stayed with us. Because I think our other friend that ended up dating my friend, I think he wasn't in yet, or I don't really remember exactly, but he wasn't with us in the room that night. It was just us, and then we had another friend that was going to be staying in our room, which again is the girl from the first story. Wow, this is a lot more. The logistics of this are a lot more complex than I think. So we had 4 people in the room the first night, me, Tushabi, and our 2 friends, and then after that we had 5 people, right? Yeah, but 2 of them that weren't out of that first 4. That makes sense? Am I explaining that logically? I don't know. But that was great. I mean, you just get more and more confident and comfortable at cons as you go on. So I remember that year just super comfortable, super good vibes. It was a great time, and I remember it very fondly. Even if I don't particularly remember every single detail. Well, that's what alcohol does to you, kids. That's what alcohol does to you. That might have been the year. I've told this story on stream before, but how you guys know Cosmos Coyote, who's in our chat oftentimes, how we had a moment where I told him before LVSC last year, I told him like, yo, I'm excited to meet you for the first time. And he's like, right, we've met before. And I was like, what? No, we haven't. And he's like, yeah, dude, you don't remember at BLSC. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, we met. You said, hey, like we all said, hey, it was great. And I didn't remember because I was very inebriated. So that's what happens to you when you drink, kids. So I don't know, don't drink or do drink if you want to. It can be, it's fun. It's fun. But if you don't want to, that's okay too. You do you. You do you, boo. That's what it's all about. Have fun and do what makes you comfortable because, that's what it's all about, baby. That's what it's all about. Having a good time, without committing any felonies, I guess, unless you really want to, in which case that's fine, I guess. I don't condone it, but, I'm not going to stop you. If felonies are what you're into, then by all means go and do stuff. That's how it be. You know, life is short. Life is short, so go commit crimes. And if anyone asks, I didn't tell you to do crimes. That's bad. Crimes are really bad. Okay, don't do crimes. They're so bad. Unless you want to, then cool. So yeah, so that's kind of how our 2018 went. It was great. And 2019, I feel like it was pretty much not really much different. I think by 2019, friend potential option to date were official, I think. But don't quote me on that because again, like all this is so long ago now, man. Like it's crazy. This is all so long ago. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they were officially dating, which, you know, happy for them. They had a good time. And we had a meme. There was a guy. Oh, I missed this guy. So there was a guy at the front desk. He was very, very old, which, not that there's anything wrong with being old, okay? But he was extraordinarily old. Like, I'm sorry to say, the age that, you know, you shouldn't have to be working at that time. I'm just being real with y'all. When you're really old, you shouldn't have to work. That's Raichu's communist mindset that when you're really old, you shouldn't have to work anymore. He had to be probably close to 80. Very old. Great guy. His name was George. He worked at the front desk, or I don't know, maybe various parts of the desk. But anyway, me and my friend's partner, now ex again, that guy's been through a lot of different partners. Let's see, how many has he been through that I know of? At least 4, I think. Maybe more. I don't know. A lot. So yeah, anyway, so we had a meme where we were just like, we would just look for George. We would go talk to George. We would find George wherever he was. And he was always really excited. Like he really liked us. He really liked the Furry Con. And he thought we were really cool and stuff. I mean, I think anyway, maybe he was just being nice at his customer service. So he might have just been nice. Disclaimer, he may not have liked us. He may have just been doing his job as a customer service person. And maybe he actually, that's crazy. Can you fathom that? He wasn't actually like in love with me. He didn't think I was like the funniest, coolest person in the world. What? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But yeah, he might have not thought I was the best person in the world. He might have just been being nice. But regardless, yeah, George was really, really cool. And I hope he's, you know, I'm not trying to be morbid, but that was 10 years ago. So I hope he's still alive. And I hope if he is, he's doing good. He's chilling. I hope he's not working still at the Grand Sierra. You know, that's the convention hotel where BLSC is. So I hope he doesn't have to work there anymore. Not that it's not great, I'm sure. But, you know, he needed a break, man. He deserved a break. So I hope he's got that break and he's just chilling, living his life now, having a good old time. I hope so. He was really cool. But yeah, that was kind of our meme of that trip. The whole the George meme. So yeah, George, great guy, and always loved running into him. It really was a funny freaking time. Just memeing about this old guy. Not a whole lot else exciting. We had I remember about that one. We had a really large crew. Again, because you guys know me, especially people that are coming to LVSC like Kel and Otterly. I be pushing LVSC, okay? And I did the same thing with BLSC, okay? Like I was pushing friends like, yo, come to this con. It's sick as hell. Like you have to do it. Like you better come to this con. It's sick for real. And a lot of people did because I'm very persuasive, I guess. I don't know. Am I? I think so, right? I think I'm pretty persuasive. So yeah, so we had a lot of people come to the con because I convinced them, I guess, you know? So hooray. Good job, me. Right? Great job, Raichu. So yeah, I remember we had a really large crew that year, and that was cool. That was a lot of fun. We had honestly just a massive freaking crew, having a great time. There was definitely some. That was a year where we were trying to get like 15 people to go to a restaurant, and that was annoying. And I did get to go to a restaurant in Reno that I was a big fan of, called Pirate Pizza. That was the last time I got to go before they shut down during the pandemic. And it's funny because in 2019 we had this really, really, really great con together, all of us. And I remember we were all looking forward to the next one. And we basically all, as you do, you say, "All right, guys, see you next year." Like, nothing's gonna go wrong with that, right? Like, it'll be totally fine. Like, there's no reason why we wouldn't see each other next year. We're all gonna go. And then the world freaking ended, and now, most of us have seen each other since. A lot of them came to our wedding, and I guess, yeah, for the most part, we've pretty much seen all of them since then, but not at the con. We were supposed to be at that con, all of us together, the very next year, and I have not been back to BLSC since, because BLSC switched to a weekday con, which maybe many of you guys are aware of, or maybe you're not. So BLSC now, in these days, it used to be a normal weekend con. Now it's a weekday con, so it runs from Monday to Thursday. So unfortunately, a lot of people have problems with that because that's tough if you have a full-time job, being able to attend a con where you basically lose an entire week of PTO if you want to go to it. That's not very pleasant, to lose your entire week of PTO to go to one con, because many people like to go to like a lot of cons. You know what I mean? So going, like, having one con cost all and not for me anyway, but like for many people, I'm very well aware that not everyone has as much time off as I do. Like, I have a fair amount. I'm treated pretty well, but like some people don't have that much, and so you have to use all of your time off for one con. That's rough. That's very rough. So I haven't been back. For the first couple years, it was because of the pandemic. Like, 2020, it was just shut down, I'm pretty sure, completely. And then in 2021, I think it was open, but it was a pretty sketch. Like, not to shame anyone who went. Like, you're more power to you. But like, it felt like a very sketch time to go to a con, in my humble opinion. So I wasn't down with it. Tushabi wasn't down with it. We weren't really down with it. Some people were. But yeah, like, it felt very, not the right time to go to a con. So we skipped that one. Then in 2022, we were moving. So we didn't go. And even in 2022, I mean, it was still pretty COVID-y. So I'm not even sure if we would have even went then, but we were moving. So we did have an excuse, in addition to, not going for other reasons, but like, there was a good reason to not go, in my humble opinion, that COVID was still going pretty dang strong. So yeah, so we didn't go, and then, yeah, now it's like a million years later, and we haven't been back, and that's okay. Like, I would say, LVSC has replaced it in a way, that it's just been a really great con, and BLSC is really amazing. I'm not a fan of the weekday con, though it's not necessarily a deal breaker for me anyway. Like, I'm not. I have time off. I could go anyway. It's not a make or break for me. However, it's kind of like the same way a lot of people stopped going to MFF because their friends weren't going because they made mistakes. They weren't really running the con that well. Same thing with BLSC. BLSC, a lot of people are very, very pissed off that that they went to a weekday con. And there's reasons for it, justifications, etc. It's not like they just do it to be dicks or something. They have their reasons, but a lot of people aren't happy about it, and I can't particularly blame them, because yeah, it's rough, dude. It's really rough if you're trying to enjoy your limited time off and you don't get to because you have to use all your time off for one freaking con. That's tough. But despite all that, I mean, well, I was just kind of saying I was going on a tangent, but yeah, the con that year, incredibly fun, absolute blast. And yeah, we like I said, we hope we go back 2020, nope, 2021, 2022. And at that point, I mean, even 2023, we probably could have gone. We ended up having our friend over to our house instead. That friend who starred in many of the stories I just told ended up coming to visit us in Vegas instead, and we just had our own. We just had our own little gay con in Las Vegas instead of BLSC, and that was more fun. And I mean, I don't know if it was more fun. That might be a stretch, but it was fun, and we had a great time here, and we didn't have to do it on weekdays. So we made our own con here at my house, and that was a good time. And then 2024, obviously, a lot of bad shit happened. So needless to say, I was actually kind of interested in going to BLSC last year, but there's a lovely dog named Jax that makes it a little tougher to do things like that. So it didn't end up going, but did do obviously LVSC last year, which amazing. Obviously, the first time doing it last year, what year was last year? 2020, 2024. And now here we are this year, 2025, and LVSC is going to be awesome. And I am very extraordinarily excited, and it's going to be a great crew. We've got me, and we've got Cole Morey, we've got Kel Morey, and we've got The Otterly, and we've got, Tashabi will probably be there to some extent. He's going to be in town, so he'll pop by. He'll roll through a little bit. And Leo wanted to go. I don't think Leo will be able to go. Unfortunately. Let me think. Anyone else? I think that's about it. Chili Mex wanted to go. Unfortunately, couldn't go. So yeah, there's many awesome people that we hoped could go. Not all of them could make it, but we're still living our best lives, and I think we're gonna have a great year this year. I think it's gonna be an awesome con. I think we're gonna have the time of our lives. I always do, though. I mean, cons are so fun. If you've never been to a furry con, I hope that you'll get to go, because they are truly an experience, and they just make you feel things. They really do. You feel alive in a way that I don't feel that alive during my normal life, but during furry cons, you just feel very alive, and it's freaking awesome, and I love it. And I think if you've never been to a con, hopefully you can get to one, because I think you'll love it too. It really is an unbelievable feeling. So yeah, go to furry cons. That's my life advice of the day. Go to furry cons, because they're gonna make you feel good things, and we all like to feel good things. Life is hard, so if you can feel good things for a few days, just a few days at a furry con, it's such a game changer. Because yeah, like, I don't have a lot of time to relax in my normal life, so for me, that con is my opportunity to just let loose and have a good time, see good friends that I don't get to see very often. And by very often, I mean ever, except at cons. For the most part, anyway. But yeah, like, it's just such a great feeling, and I hope that everyone gets to experience it if you haven't before. I mean, even if you have experienced it before, I hope you get to experience it again very, very soon, because yeah, it's freaking awesome. It is freaking cool and fun and awesome and amazing, and makes you happy. At least it makes me happy. I mean, I don't know about you. I'm not trying to speak for you, but I'd be surprised. Well, I think if you haven't had those feelings, I'm going to be real. I think you just haven't been to the right con, because if I'd only went to MFF, it was good, but kind of mid. It was disappointing, I would say. So I think if you get to go to like a really good con, and I'm sorry that I'm like hyping up my own home con, but like, LVSC is a great freaking con. So I hope that you can experience a really, really fun, awesome con if you've never experienced one, because yeah, that's going to be the one that's going to change your life, I feel like, in a good way, because yeah, it's just very freeing, and we all need a break. we all work ourselves too hard, I feel like, and breaks are important, and I hope that you'll get one soon. If you haven't got one in a while. But yeah, I mean, that's basically my con story. And now, the next episode you watch, it'll probably just be the recap of the con. So we're just gonna be, the next episode, I guess we'll just be talking more about the con, or like talk about the con at all. Oh, that'll be a blabbering episode. I'm gonna have some funny stories to tell, I bet. So I realized I was like gonna end the con section without actually like talking or telling any stories about LVFC 2024. And how silly would that be? Like the most recent, the coolest con ever. Like why would I skip that? That's just crazy. Why would I do that? So yeah, I figured I'd tell some take a little opportunity to tell some stories from last year's LVFC. So yeah, like it was the first con that I'd been to, or Tashabi had been to, since before the pandemic. So literally 2019, it was like, all right, friends, see you next year, thumbs up. And then the world ended, and we did, in fact, not see them next year. Yeah, so we had that hiatus. And then, yeah, 2023, we could have went to LVFC. We didn't because, I don't know, we just kind of heard it wasn't all that great. And I think at the time it wasn't all that great. They put a lot of work in to get it to a better place. So yeah, we didn't go in 2023. We were also just barely moved into Vegas at that point. So it was like, funds were tight and time was tight. Like there was many issues beyond the fact that the con, who knows how the con would have been. There was other issues, so I don't think that's like the only reason we didn't go in 2023. It was better to wait and see the next year, which turned out to be a great call because 2024 was super freaking awesome. Yeah, we rolled up on Thursday after work, and we were going with Terry. Some of you guys probably know Terry TF. He occasionally comes in the streams, and he is local to Las Vegas. So we had picked him up. He was going to be coming with us, and we picked him up, and we rolled down to the Strip. So we were actually staying on the Las Vegas Strip instead of at the Con Hotel because we didn't know anything about the Con Hotel. Plus, little known, I'm pretty sure people know this. When you're a gambler, you get free rooms at hotels. And so we were able to get a free room at a hotel on the Strip versus, spending many hundreds of dollars to stay, at the Con Hotel. So it was worth it. And, we didn't really know how the con would be. And so, it was worth it to say, we'll take the free room. I mean, it's a really nice room for free. So why not? So yeah, we rolled up to the Strip. That was Thursday, and not a lot of people were there. I don't think we actually met up with anyone. Maybe I don't think so. I think pretty much we just went and got our badges, and then we went back to the hotel, I think, if I recall. So yeah, but I mean, that was obviously more than fine. No issues with that. And so yeah, we did that and got our badges. On Friday, I wanted to go and see the Tropicana. So the Tropicana was a hotel, and I say was because it is now no longer around. But yeah, it was a hotel on the south end of the Strip next to the MGM Grand, and it's a memorable hotel for me because it's where my friend Rick, the guy who in the gulp, that's good, ride rate redeem. It is where I saw him get married. Well, that's not where the wedding happened, but they were staying there, right? So like we spent time there. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. But so it had a lot of memories to me. And it didn't really to the others, so I just went on my own, and I kind of wanted to have like an emotional goodbye to this place that, years ago, my friend who is now deceased, I had, basically my first real trip to Vegas, because I'd gone as like a little kid before, but it was really like my first real trip to Vegas that made me fall in love with the city. When I went there to see my friend get married all those years ago, and as you guys know, I've said before, he's passed away. So it was kind of like a very I don't know how to describe it, but it was an opportunity for me to kind of say goodbye to this place that had meaning to me, and also had meaning to him. Rest in peace. But so I went there. The other guys went and I guess did some con stuff. Later on, I rolled back to the con. Not actually that long. I didn't stay for that long. I just kind of, it is a long walk. I mean, it's a hike to hike from Horseshoe where we were staying. Is that where we were staying? Yeah. To hike from Horseshoe to MGM Grand even, or Tropicana, is a long way. Like, it is far on the other end. So it wasn't a short walk. And then you walk all the way back. That was a day when I hit 30,000 steps, walking that day. So I definitely got my workout in that day. It was a good one. So I did that. Then I met up with the guys at the con later. That was when, when I met Doryu and Azel from Team Thunderfang, and we were intending to meet anyway, but that's the awesome thing about cons, right? Is like when you just some of you guys maybe who haven't been to many cons or whatever, but like it's such a cool feeling when you're like intending to see, and I had this happen actually quite a bit last LVFC, but when you're intending to see someone, but you aren't like planning for it at that moment, and then you run into them anyway. Does that make sense? Like we'll meet up soon, or like I'll see you later tonight or something. But then you see them just because like fate made it happen. But yeah, so we. Not we. It was only me. Toshabi was gone somewhere, and Terry. I think Terry was with me at the time, but yeah. So it was freaking awesome, and I got to meet them, and they had said, "Oh, do you guys want to do dinner with us?" And I said, "Yeah, of course. Like, yeah, sure, absolutely." And so we were scheduled to do dinner, and. We were scheduled to do dinner, and they said, I was just like, I said, just let me know where we're going, and we'll make it happen, no problem. And so they told me, they said, we're going to this place called Blueberry Hill, which is a local restaurant. And I said, oh, cool. And like they were relieved because I was like, I said like I had a positive reaction to it. Like they didn't know. I don't think they knew much about it or anything. But they were relieved that I had like a positive reaction. Like, okay, sweet. Like, yeah, it's good. Awesome. So we were scheduled to go to Blueberry Hill. Tushabi got back, and we were going to get an Uber. We were going to meet Doryu and Azel, and I think a couple other friends were going to be there as well. So like, all right, let's get an Uber. And it's like, what? So Blueberry Hill is like a chain-ish. There's a few locations in Vegas. It's just a local Vegas place, but there's a few different locations because it's popular. So it's like, all right, so where are we? What location are we going to? And he told me whatever street it was on. I'm like, all right, awesome. So he told me that, and cool. All right, let me punch it into the GPS, and I punch it into the GPS. Sweet deal. And so he gives me, like I said, he gives me the thing. I punch it in. Cool. Like, here it is on, I'm just going to say like a random street, like Smith, we'll call it just Smith Street, right? Like, okay, Smith Street, Blueberry Hill. Cool. Here it is. Bada bing. Get the Uber. Hey guys, we'll be there in a little bit. And they said, okay, cool. We'll wait for you to order because, you're on the way. So not a problem. I'm like, all right, sweet. This is awesome. This is so cool. Like, happy times, right? Like, everything's awesome. So we get the Uber, and it's going, and we get there, and like, all right, hooray, we're here, and we're all hungry, and we're all ready to like have like our first real conversation with like, just to be straight up honest, like pretty famous, popular people who are like our friend. Like we had talked to them online and stuff, but like we didn't really know them all that well. So it was like a pretty socially an important social meeting, shall we say. It was important, right, to make a good impression. So we get there, we walk on inside, and there's like the host or whatever at the thing, and we're like, hey, don't worry, we're here meeting our friends, like we're gonna go find them, they're already here. And mind you, Blueberry Hill, they're not like big restaurants, they're not very large, they're more like diners, so they're not massive, they're kind of decently sized, like mid-sized, I guess, but not very big. So it's pretty easy to like look through and find your people, right? So let's go find them, right? So we go through, we look, we go left, or whatever direction it was. I don't really remember the exact direction, but let's just say it was left. So we go left. Oh, they're not there. Okay, they must be right. Cool, let's go right. Huh, they're not right either. That's kind of weird, but okay, interesting. And so at this point, the host was like noticing that we're wandering around like idiots, and they're like, what's up? And we're like, well, we can't find our friends. Like, we know we're at the right one. We're at the Smith Blueberry Hill. And that's when they tell me, oh, there's 2 Blueberry Hill locations on Smith Street. And mind you, Smith Street, like this street is not like, it's not like it's right next to each other, right? I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly, but it's not like Smith Street is just this one little road and it's like a 1-minute walk to go to the other location. No, it's like a massive road that spans the whole city, right? And we went in the exact opposite direction to the wrong location. So yeah, we were at the wrong location, and I texted them not furiously, but very much like, guys, we're at the wrong location, I'm sorry. And then there's like, it was going to be another 20-minute Uber, and then like they were going to be waiting, and we were all hungry, so they're like, you know what, it's cool, don't worry, just you guys should just eat, and then we can catch up later, we can reconvene later. And it's like, all right, sure. But obviously I was pissed at myself because that was on me, right? Like, it wasn't necessarily a screw up on my part in the sense that like I should have known that, because all they told me was like, we're going to the Smith location, the location on Smith Street or whatever. So like, it's not like I had better info and I should have like known or something, right? Because I didn't have any knowledge either. It was just, hey, we're on Smith Street, And so I blame myself, but I don't blame myself too much, because again, like, it was an understandable mistake that could not have been avoided. Well, I mean, it could have been avoided, but I think it's a mistake many people would make. It's not like I put in like the wrong street or something. I put in the right street that I was told. It just, didn't get the clarity that was needed. Which you could argue I'm the local. Maybe I should have known, but I don't. It's not like I'm a local. I'm not a tourist, so I'm not really going to the places that are, near the touristy area where we are. So, again, we could blame me, and I do blame me. However, I don't blame me fully, because it was just it was an unfortunate event. So yeah, so we did that, and then we got back to the con after a while, and again, I was just really angry at myself. And I wanted to go see Doryu and Hazel, because like I had messed up and I wanted to apologize and stuff. And Toshabi and Terry wanted to go to a panel, so I said, you guys go to the panel, and the other crew, Doryu and Hazel's crew, is going to be going to the Strip. They had like an event at the Luxor, which is another south end of the Strip hotel, across actually from where I had been earlier that day. So they were going to be at an event there, and so they said, yo, like they had told me like, yeah, if you want to, like, if you guys, I don't remember what the wording was, but if you guys, or if you want to, or whatever, but like basically, yeah, come through later if you want. So I told Tushabi and Terry, all right, I'm going to go and meet up with them, and make up for my F up earlier. We're going to do that. And so they said, okay, cool. And I headed out to the Strip. So most of you have never been to Las Vegas, as you probably No, hopefully, maybe you know. I don't know. Do you know? Maybe you do. As you probably know, the Las Vegas Strip is a big place, right? It is not like a little small thing. It is miles and miles long. But me, I love Las Vegas. I've loved Las Vegas far before I ever lived here. I know the Strip extraordinarily well. And so all I had gotten is I had talked to Dory and Azel like a couple hours prior, and they had said, "Hey, we're gonna be at this place at this time." And so basically, like, we're gonna park at the Luxor at oh, I don't even know what time it would have been. Let's just say 6 o'clock, and we're gonna walk from there, right? And so when we finished our dinner or whatever, it was like, let's just say, I don't know the exact time, but let's just say it was 8 or 9 o'clock, right? So they are somewhere, mystery, and I am walking from the Con Hotel to find them. And I kid you not, I found them in this midst of many, many, many thousands of people on the Las Vegas Strip, tens of thousands of people. I found them within 10 minutes, and it's a memory that I have to this day because it was so funny. I was going down an escalator. You guys know escalators probably. I was going down an escalator, and then to my left, I looked to my left, and guess who's coming up the escalator? Their crew. And so I screamed across the way, and it's not like the elevators. You know, sometimes like escalators are like right next to each other. This was not like that. They're like kind of far apart. So I like screamed, and I think I screamed like Doryu or maybe like Doryu and Azel or something. I don't know what I screamed exactly, but I was getting their attention, and the look they had when they looked over and they saw me, because they weren't expecting to see me, because they had just said like, "Hey, we're gonna be here later. Like, you know, hit us up if you're gonna be around the area. Maybe we can meet up." Like, they didn't tell me where they were, so they were shocked to see me. Like it's like a ghost. Like what? Like, how are you here? And but you know, I am the king of Vegas. So yeah. So then we met up, and we got to talk. We had a really nice time. I walked around. I showed him. I did my little touristy talking about the Strip, because I love the Strip, and I was able to purchase them a drink to make up for my malfeasance earlier that day when I screwed up the plans. They were totally cool about it, by the way. Totally nice. No qualms whatsoever. They weren't upset that I had screwed up, but I did screw up. But yeah, so then we walked around. I was planning to actually walk back, which was going to be another long walk. But they insisted that I ride with them back in their car back to the con, and I was fine with it. You know, I'd walked like again, like 30,000 steps that day already, so I was totally fine with it. I got a ride back, and we were going to well, they had, I don't remember what exactly they had to do. They had to do something, and we said, you know, maybe we'll meet up later. We'll see what happens. You never know. And we did not end up meeting up again that night. I went back to the room, met up with Toshabi and Terry. I told them about my adventure, and then it was kind of just a chill rest of the night. Saturday, I guess we just went straight to the con on Saturday. Yeah, I guess we just went straight to the con. I feel like there was a lot of sitting around and you know, like going to the game room, just chilling, like a nice chill day. That was what Saturday was. And a funny thing happened on Saturday is I had a free entry into a qualifier for a big poker tournament that would be taking place on Sunday. And so it was free, right? So I was like, oh, well, I'll just do the qualifier. Like, number one, I probably won't like win. And number two, like, I mean, I don't, to be quite honest, I don't really want to win, because tomorrow is the con still. So like, I don't really have time to be, you know, doing any, I don't have time to be like freaking playing a poker tournament. I got a con, you know? So like we just said, we'll figure it out. Like I'll play the tournament and let's see what happens. So anyway, I ended up winning. And so now I was qualified into a massive tournament. Like I think first prize in this tournament was going to be like six figures, like $100,000. So I had to play the next day. But anyway, it's still Saturday, so we're not going to skip ahead to that yet. But anyway, I did qualify for the tournament on Sunday, so I was like, oh shit, well, this is a predicament. So anyway, Saturday we had a Thunderfang dinner meetup planned, so we did that, and that was fun. Toshabi finally got to meet Doryu and gang after not getting to meet them on the first day because of the issues, and so Toshabi got to meet them, and we had like a really nice Thunderfang dinner. A lot of easily double-digit people. Although it was, when you have a dinner with that many people, it was very hectic. The big hecticness came in terms of doing the bill at the end, because there was a lot of people and none of us really knew each other much. Like a few of us had talked online, but for the most part, a lot of the people did not know each other at all, period. So we're like trying to like do the logistics of this, and it was a challenge, let's just say. But anyway, we finished that, and I'm trying to think what happened. Oh, that was the TF meet. So the TF meet, not Thunderfang, but like transformation meet, was that night. So we went straight back to the hotel for that with the Thunderfang gang. That rhymes. So we did that, and that was cool. I mean, it was just a really chill time. Not like a big thing by any means. It was totally just low-key, chillax, and talk to people, and socialized, and met a few people that I'd known from Twitch and from those places. So that was really cool. And then we just went back. Did anything else happen in between? I don't think so. I think we just went back to Doryu and Azel's room, and then that was a really late night. I'm pretty sure we were there until 6-ish a.m. Yeah, I think around 6 a.m. was when Toshabi and no, Terry had already dipped out. Yeah, Terry dipped out hours before because, it was late. So yeah, the Toshabi and I were the last two standing, and they had said, there's like a couch you can sleep on here or something, but I... even at 6 a.m., I was like, I think I want to sleep in my bed at the hotel. So respectfully, bye. Respectfully, I want to go sleep in my bed. Beds are more comfortable than couches. So yeah, we just did that. And it was totally cool, totally fine. We went back and got some honk shoe. And I didn't get a great... Listen, kids, try to get sleep, because I did not get a lot of sleep that night, as you'd imagine, because we got back at 6 or 7 a.m. and I think I woke up at about noon on Sunday-ish, and I had a tournament to play on Sunday. So yeah, the tournament on Sunday. By the way, I didn't do that great. Well, also Sunday was the eve of my birthday, so my birthday last year fell on Monday. So Sunday night was going to be like the vaRAIety birthday celebration with the squad. So we were having a vaRAIety birthday celebration with the squad, and so yeah, we were going to be getting everyone together that night. I had the tournament. So yeah, we didn't do a whole lot during the day. I played the tournament, then we hung out in the game room for a long time. We did some game 2 things. And then it was then we were going to dinner for my birthday. Which we went to get some dinner, and that was awesome. And so we went to this pizza place called Giordano's, and it was very yummers, as pizza tends to be. It's pretty hard to be on yummers as pizza, So we did this pizza, and it's like a deep dish pizza. So we had some pizza and some drinks, some food, and then we went back, and oh man, we went back to our room, like to Shabi and I's room, and let's just say we had brought a lot of alcohol. I mean, it's easy to have a lot of alcohol when you're a local, right? When you're visiting a con, you're kind of naked, right? You don't really have stuff because you're like flying, you're flying into the con, so you can't really like have a bunch of stuff, you know. So we were loaded. They had nothing, and we were loaded. So it was like, yo, come to our room, let's go, baby. And so they came over, and it was really cool. We were just like talking about a lot of stuff, and just having a lot of drinks, like just just enjoying life. And then we went back out for my birthday. Well, like it was not my birthday yet. We were still a little ways away, but yeah, we went out like in anticipation of my birthday, and we were pretty dang plastered by this point. But yeah, we walked around. We showed him some casino stuff because we hadn't had the chance for all of us to like Toshabi and I are like pretty experts on Las Vegas, and so we wanted to just show them like Las Vegas-y things, like gambling things, and like just places, like all kinds of stuff. So we showed them around and took them all over, and yeah, that was pretty much it. Then my birthday hit. Everyone sang me happy birthday. Thank you very much. And then eventually, we were very, very, very inebriated, and eventually it was honk shoe time. I don't even know what time. I literally have no freaking idea. Late o'clock. And then yeah, honk shoe. And then that was it. Then we woke up the next day, and it was sadly time to say goodbye. It was time to say farewell to the con. We said our goodbyes, dropped Terry off at his house, picked up Jax, and went and slept for a lot of hours. Actually, I'll be honest with you, I didn't do that. Even though it was my birthday, I went and got groceries and got back to life, because you know what? That's life. You be getting back to life. You be getting back to it. Who up getting back to it and stuff. Yeah, so that's basically how the con went, and it was a lot of fun. Really, really awesome con. I mean, it really is just such a fun and amazing con, and I am thankful to have it be local to me. Very thankful. Like, it is such an awesome place. Really, really is. And I'm excited to get to show it to more amazing people this year. So yeah, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a real good time, let me tell you. It's going to be so fun. So yeah, that was LVFC 2024. I don't think there's really anything else to tell. I think I pretty much nailed it all. Was there any other funny moments? Well, I did get to see Cosmos. Remember, I talked about this the last time when Cosmos had said, like, dude, we met before. I got to meet Cosmos, and I actually remembered it this time. So that's pretty good, Braichu. Really nice job. I actually remembered it. So, Cosmos, if you're listening, yeah, we got to see each other, and I actually remembered it. I'm so good at remembering. But yeah, it was really tough too. Like I've mentioned this before, but like for me, the toughest part is I don't go to many cons. I know a lot of people, a freaking lot of people, and I don't go to many cons. So when I go to cons, there's at least 10 trillion people that I want to see and that want to see me. And unfortunately, very, very unfortunately, there's too many, and it never works out where I get to see all the people I want to. And unfortunately, there was a lot of people I wanted to see last year. Even people I wanted to meet for the first time, like for real meet for the first time. Like I didn't meet them while drunk before and forgot. Like actually just meeting them for the first time. So I'm trying to do better. I did get lucky. One other person, well, two other people, but they're like a couple, so I counted them as one. But like we had planned to see them, but then then we ran into them. That's like the whole thing again of like when you randomly run into someone, it feels freaking cool. So yeah, we ran into them, and that was awesome. But yeah, I guess that's really about the end of LVFC 2024. I just have to make sure next time that I see everyone that I want to. And by next time, I mean like literally in not long from now. Well, I mean, when you're watching this, I'm at the con right now. So hopefully I saw everyone that I need to. You better hope, or else I'm going to be very disappointed with myself. And you don't want me to be disappointed with myself, because that would be sad. You don't want that. Don't get that. That would be so sad. So yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna meet everyone that we need to, and it's gonna be freaking awesome. And I'm gonna get so many hugs, and I can't wait. Well, maybe I'm hugging someone right now. Maybe I'm hugging someone really, really cool right at this very, very moment. You don't even know it. Well, I guess you kind of do because I'm like talking about it. But yeah, you don't know. I could be or I could not be. You don't know one or the other. So, hopefully I am. I hope I am. I hope you hope I am too. Do you hope I am, viewer? Do you hope I am? Do you hope I'm hugging someone right now, viewer? I hope so. I hope you hope that I hope that you hope that we hope. But yeah. Well, I guess we've talked about all the past cons. And I guess the only thing to talk about now is what's to accomplish this con. And I think for me, it's usually a pretty simple list of accomplishments. I need to make sure I can try to see everyone that I want to, even though I know that I won't see everyone I want to. I don't know if has there ever been a con where I've went to and been like, I got to see every single person I want to. I highly doubt it because we talked about it, but cons are hectic. And especially if you know a lot of people, you're constantly getting pulled in a lot of different directions. You constantly have to make choices of like, well, what are you gonna do this day? Like you could hang out with this person, or you could hang out with this person. You could go here, or you could go there. You could do this. This group's inviting you. Are you gonna go with them? Are you gonna, do what are you gonna do? You have so many choices. So I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of choices. There's definitely many people that I need to see. I missed a lot of them last year, so there's at least a handful of people that I even said like I promise I will see you this year because they were upset that I didn't get to see them last year, and so we need to make an effort. There's people that we need to make an effort to see period this year because yeah, I missed him last year, and uh I don't want people to have to feel bad that I didn't get to see him at all. I can't really promise a whole ton beyond at least I'm going to see you, give you a hug, say hi, chat for a few minutes. Like beyond that is difficult to commit to, and in general I don't try to commit to more than that. But seeing someone is pretty easy because all you have to do is you say, "Yo, I'm here. I'm in, for example, the lobby at the convention. So if you're happen to be coming around, say hi." So that's easy, right? Like saying like I'm gonna have a meal or something with you is more difficult to commit to because you don't know what's gonna come up. You don't know what's gonna be happening. So yeah, it's very much a situation of, yeah, I don't like to commit to too much because yeah, it's hard to commit to that. But saying hi is easy to commit to, and so I do make an effort to try to do that. So definitely a handful of people. Let me think, how many people? At least two that I really wanted to see last year, assuming they're both coming back. I know at least one of them is that I definitely should have seen last year, didn't get to, unfortunately, but need to this year. And then at least a couple, well, yeah, like one good friend, like, and I'm talking outside of our group, right? We've got our not our Thunderfang, our Raichi Ravine group that is going to be, the backbone. But I'm just talking outside of that. There's one good friend who's going to be coming to LVSC for the first time after I recommended it, but he doesn't watch my streams, so it's not really a Raichi Ravine person, but it is someone that I plan to hopefully spend a lot of time with. So there's that. A few people from last year that I did hang out with, but of course want to hang out with again because, I only really go to one con a year for the most part, usually. And so I need to hopefully see all those people again. What else? Some other old friends that I haven't seen in a while wanted to hang out, and it's funny. It's kind of a throwback to what I was talking about with the COVID because these are friends I met in 2019. Well, I knew him a little bit before. I met him for the first time at BLFC 2019, and we hung out just a little bit because schedules are tight. I know my schedule's always packed. So we hung out for a little bit. It was super awesome. We like vibed really well. I was like, well, sucks we didn't get to hang out more, but no problem, because next year at BLFC we're gonna hang out so much. And then the world ended, and I got to see them briefly last year at LVFC, but it was hectic. But this year we've made a commitment that hopefully we're all gonna hang out. I'm gonna go see them and hang out with them and make up for lost time, because there's a lot of time lost. Um, so that's for sure. Let's see, what are my other obligations? I think that's pretty much it for the first part. I mean, or for the most part, beyond, hanging out with our Right Ravine people, Kel and Cole and Otterly, and I guess that's really the whole Right Ravine crew, quote unquote. Um, but then there's other things kind of outside of that group, or maybe some situations of meshing other people into the group, or who knows. Really, that's one of my favorite things about a con, is you really don't know, right? You might think you have an idea what the con's going to look like, and I can speculate, kind of what the con looks like. I know who I'm rooming with. I know who's kind of going to be like the real like fixtures in the in the convention, the people that I'm for sure going to be spending a lot of time with, which is, again, my Right Ravine crew. But you never know. Sometimes in the first day, we might bond with someone, like one of my friends or something, and they might hang out with us, and everyone vibes really well, and then they just want to hang out with us for the rest of the time, and they're like with us a lot more, So it's really hard to speculate. And again, I think that's really freaking fun. Because yeah, I don't know. I don't know who we're gonna run into. I don't know who we're gonna meet. I can speculate the people that I plan to see, but you never know. Sometimes you meet new people at cons and you vibe really well, and they end up hanging out with you. Like, who knows? That's freaking cool. We don't know. But yeah, I mean, all of that. Plenty of exploring. There's, I gotta show off a lot of stuff to the crew at I gotta show off stuff to the crew in Vegas, like landmarks in Las Vegas, stuff to do in Las Vegas, etc. So we're gonna have some fun times at in Las Vegas. I'm gonna show them some gambling stuff. It's gonna be sick, and yeah, it's gonna be really, really fun, and I'm excited to get to show off those things to them. And again, you never know who else might be who might be kind of what do you call it? Like, might be accompanying us or coming along with us, or like what's the right word? Joining our party, so to speak, for you RPGers. They're joining our RPG party. It's like in the RPG, you run into a character and they're like, hey, can I join you on your quest or whatever? And then you're like, sure, dog. And then they come on your quest with you, and then they're in your quest. They're in your group, and so then you get to go with them and stuff. So yeah, who knows who might join us on our cool journey. I'm hopeful that it's going to be some cool people. But the good thing is you want to have your kind of crew, so that that you have people to hang out with no matter what. And we have our crew. There will be no shortage of laughs and good times had. But there's so many other awesome people that I hope to be able to hang out with as well. But you never know what a con is going to hold. So hopefully I'll get to see everyone that I want to and do everything that I want to, eat everywhere I want to. There's just so many things to do, and it's a short time, Thursday to Monday really, and then it's done. And like, even recollecting about last year's trip, or last year's convention, it was like I was thinking about it and I was like, wow, that was not a lot of days. Like that went really fast. So I'm sure it's gonna go really fast again. I don't want it to. It's like one of those things you want the con to last forever. You wait all this time, and then probably it's gonna go really freaking fast and it's gonna be very sad. And that is what it is. There's nothing you can do. The con will come and the con will go and we will be sad and then we will wait till next year. Maybe we'll be tempted to go to other cons. Who knows? But yeah, it's gonna be good. And yeah, so many things to show these guys, so many videos. I'm sure we're gonna be making funny videos to send to freaking Chili Mex and stuff. Um, Things to buy. You never know what you're gonna find in the dealer's den that you think is really cool that you want to buy. You never know what kind of antics are gonna happen. When people start drinking, when you're gambling, you never know. Someone could win a bunch of money. Um, People could buy cool things. People could meet cool people. Like you don't know. We have no idea. Like there's just so many things that can happen, and that to me, like I said, is the beauty of a con, the mystery, the intrigue of who knows what it holds. I think it's going to hold great things. But what kind of great things? I don't know. Do you know? No, you don't know. But however, don't you worry because you're listening to this right now. Once once you listen to this episode, theoretically it'll be my like the stream will be right after, like my first stream will be, let's see, this episode debuts on the 20th. Well, oh, then I'm off. Yeah, right. So I don't know. Fun fact. Well, you already know by now because I've probably announced it, but I'm going to take that week off because on the Tuesday, I got to drop the guys off at the airport. And then I'm just going to take Thursday off as just a little refresher. So that week will be off. So you guys will have time to listen to this. And then you'll be eagerly anticipating the stories. And then I'll come back and I'll tell you a lot of cool con stuff. I bet you. So, wow. I hope you're ready for that. I hope your body is prepared to, to be ready because there's gonna be so much to talk about. I already know, and probably some funny stories, maybe some funny videos to show, maybe some funny pictures, cool pictures, perhaps cute pictures. Who knows? Like, it's gonna be a lot. And I'm looking forward to it a lot. I need this vacation real bad. Like I said, like I talked about it, I think, but my previous trip that was my lifeline, that trip, and then it got all screwed up. So now I'm all just not good, like I'm like, wow, and it sucks. So, I am hopeful that this will be the trip. This is gonna be the trip. And I know this one, everything's gonna go great, right? Right? I hope so, guys. It's gonna go good. It's gonna go good. I'm ready for it. I hope you guys are too. This will be episode number 22, and it'll be during the Kel brought up the point of like maybe doing a live episode, but I don't like the idea of that. I guess just because it's like the challenge is like I don't like committing myself to things like committing myself to having to do something like that again because I don't know what the con's going to be like. I don't want to say, "Oh, I can't go to your cool meet or like your cool dinner or like whatever it may be, like whatever cool things happening." I don't want to be like, "I can't do that because I have a freaking podcast to record." Like that sounds kind of like it's not for me. For me, I want to have my schedule pretty much wide open, ready to go, without any without anything blocking it. I just want to be ready to go, ready to have fun, ready to let loose and just have an amazing time. And that's going to happen and nothing will stand in my way. Right, you villain monologue stuff. But yeah, no, it'll go good, and I just will not have anything to impede the thing, and not a bad thing, you know. Podcast is great. Just I don't want to do it during my con, you know, which I think is valid. It is a good idea though. I admit I did consider it as well, but I decided against it because I know me. I like to keep my schedule pretty much as wide open as I can for cons because cons are for chillin'. Well, guys, I think that's about it for episode 22. We've got our 22nd episode in the books, and the next one you hear will be in May. That's crazy. May. Can you guys imagine the month of May? You better be ready to imagine it because that's when the next podcast episode is coming. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate it, and hope you enjoyed, and talk to you soon. Much love.